Well, hey there, folks. Ho, 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 and Merry Christmas. Now, you may be wondering why I have all these lights all over my neck here, but the way I figure it, if a house can do it, or a tree can do it, or a wreath can do it, well, I can do it too. And I wanted to look festive too this Christmas Eve. Don't you love Christmas? Well, I thought I'd celebrate Christmas by reading one of the most famous and oldest stories ever known to Christmas goers or whatever. It's a very famous story. It's called When Old Saint Nick tried to wedge his fat butt down the chimney and got stuck. I'm just kidding. It's called "'Twas the Night Before Christmas." It's a very old famous story. It's by Clement Clark Moore is his name, and it was in the 1800s, a long time ago, before the Pilgrims and Indians ever fought over Turkey. Well, I'm just going to get right to it. It's a kind of long one, and it starts out, "'Twas the night before Christmas, when all through the house not a creature was stirring, not even a mouse." I hate mice. They're always eating my popcorn while I'm trying to watch a movie. And the stockings were hung by the chimney with care, and hoped the St. Nicholas soon would be there. The children were nestled all snug in their beds, while visions of sugar plums danced in their heads. I hope they were low sugar, 'cause they're going to rot their brains. Well, and Mama in her kerchief, and I in my cap, had just settled our brains for a long winter's nap. When out in the lawn there rose such a clatter, a lot of noise, I sprang from my bed to see what was the matter. Away to the window I flew like a flash, and I tore open the shutters and I threw up the sash. He probably had too much Cognaccci in his eggnog to throw up. And the moon on the breast of the new fallen snow gave a luster of midday to objects below, when what to my wandering eyes should appear but a miniature sleigh and 8 tiny little reindeer, with a little old driver so lively and quick. How was he so quick for a fat guy? That's weird. I knew in the moment it must be St. Nick. More rapid than eagles his coursers they came, and he whistled and shouted, and he called them by name. There's some weird names. He said, now Dasher, now Dancer, now Prancer and Vixen, on Comet, on Cupid, on Donner and Blitzen. Those sound German to me. To the top of the porch, to the top of the wall, now dash away, dash away, dash away all. As dry leaves that before the hurricane fly, when they meet with an obstacle mount to the sky. So up to the housetop the coursers they flew, with the sleigh full of toys, and St. Nicholas too. Oh, I hope they had toys, otherwise he wouldn't be allowed in the house. Now let's see. And then in a twinkling I heard on the roof the prancing and pawing of each little hoof. And as I drew in my head and I was turning around, down the chimney St. Nick came with a bound. How'd he get down there anyway? He's so fat. He probably was using a Suzanne Summers Thigh Master. I do love her. She was great on Three's Company with Jack Tripper, and he'd always trip over her and Janet. He was dressed all in fur from his head to his foot, and the clothes were all tarnished with ashes and soot. He's dirty man. You get out of my house. A bundle of toys he had flung on his back, and he looked like a peddler just opening his pack. His eyes, how they twinkled, his dimples, how merry, and his cheeks were like roses, and his nose like a cherry. I love cherries. I like the little maraschino ones. His droll little mouth was drawn up like a bow, and the beard on his chin was as white as the snow. The stump of a pipe he held tight in his teeth, and the smoke it encircled his head like a wreath. He had a broad face and a little round belly that shook when he laughed like a bowl full of jelly. It must have been a funny sight. He was chubby and plump, a right jolly old elf, and I laughed when I saw him in spite of myself. A wink of his eye and a twist of his head soon gave me to know that I had nothing to dread. Really? Well, he sure sounds scary. Oh, dirty and such. Better have toys. Lots of them. Well, he spoke not a word, but went straight to his work and filled all the stockings, and then turned with a jerk, and laying his finger aside of his nose. What does that mean? He's like, Dad, I guess. That's funny, huh? It's like, and giving a nod up the chimney, he rose. boy, I don't know how he gets up the chimney and down the chimney. It's crazy. And he sprang to his sleigh, to his team gave a whistle, and away they all flew like the down of a thistle. But I heard him exclaim, ere he drove out of sight, "Happy Christmas to all, and to all a good night." Happy Christmas. What would Mary think? It's called Merry Christmas. Don't make it weird. Well, that's the whole thing, folks. It's kind of long, and you're probably asleep by now, but I hope Santa visits you, but I hope he's not too dirty, and hope he gets up the chimney there, because it'd be weird if he was there the next day, and he stayed for like a month, and you didn't want him to. It's like a weird house guest, and he just slept on the couch and just drank all your eggnog with Cognaccci. Well, I'm going to go. Speaking of Cognaccci, I'm going to go have a little bit with some cookies so Santa doesn't get too many, because then he'll just get fatter and just get stuck in the chimney, and I don't want to have to deal with it. So Merry Christmas.